Good morning, everyone. I hope you're all doing well and having a good semester. Today is Monday, October the 5th, and this week exam 2 will open up. You have only 2 essays this week to work on. They'll open up for you at noon today, and you'll have until noon next week on October the 12th to complete your essays. Also this week, I wanted to let you know that I will be traveling to Callaway Gardens for our annual WebMBA faculty retreat. And I always ask at this time, if there's any comments or questions or concerns that you'd like for me to take to the faculty, this is the only time where all of the faculty who potentially teach in the program gather together. We get together and talk about the program. We talk about some issues that have come up. The WebMBA, even though it is about, let's see, I think it was late 90s, 98, 99, somewhere around in there when it started. We have hit sort of a growth spurt in the last few years, which has led to some organizational challenges. Us being a collaboration of 6 schools, we end up with faculty from a lot of different schools, and we don't see each other very often. And this is only about the 3rd, maybe the 4th faculty retreat where we all get together from all 6 schools. So it's not like a normal campus where we get together on a regular basis, but we're spread out. And so part of our structure is that we have created positions called course leads. And you met all of the course leads at orientation. And what we do as course leads is we are the ones who have, for the most part, got the most experience in the program, and we help the new faculty come on and get on board and sort of bring them up to speed on what's going on with the WebMBA. And we do a lot of that in person together over the weekend, and then we communicate by email and telephone, of course, the rest of the year. So this particular meeting for the MIS class, we are going to be looking at the new textbook. There's a second version. I told you that at orientation. There's a second edition that's out now. But as a group, we adopt it and move at the same time. So this is the time where we'll look at that new textbook. But we'll also look at reorganizing and redesigning the course. One of the things that's come to our attention is that there is a big difference in the setup and structure of course and the workload of the courses that people are experiencing across the program. So one of my questions for you is, I'm interested in what you think about the nature of this class. Now, this is not a mathematics class like, and some people would argue at me for saying math and then saying quant and finance and accounting. I just mean numbers. It's not a numbers class. It's not a heavy lifting class as far as like your strategy class and your entrepreneurship class where you have to write an entire business plan. This is a heavy thinking course, and I think I made that clear to start with, but the goal of this class, you're going to get the most out of it if you put a lot of thought time into your work and not necessarily seat time where you're sitting at a computer crunching numbers or doing a lot of research. It's more of applying the things that we talk about in the mini lectures, the things that you read about in the book, and then through the essays and the exams to force you to think about how all of this actually fits. My goal, personally, is for you to have thought through some of these things so that maybe 5 years from now, when you're put in a situation where you have to comment on or give somebody some advice about the implementation or the adoption of or the use of an information system, that you have some models from this class that you can pull from to help make a good decision. Or if there's something that's going on that's not going well, that you would have some theories and models that you could use to think about. My goal is bigger than technology because technology is going to change. It's going to come and go. But the way we think about it doesn't have to change. And as an MBA, that's my goal for you, is for you to have the right ways of thinking about technology so that no matter what kind of changes happen with technology and how that impacts the way we do our jobs, you've got models to think about it. So that's really my goal. So this class, by its nature, is not a heavy sit-down forever workload all the time class. But that doesn't mean that other classes don't need to do that. So like your accounting class, your quant class, the finance class, the strategy classes, those by default are going to be a lot more seat time. But people are complaining, I guess, in some cohorts that it's such a vast difference that the workload is not manageable. So I'm interested in your thoughts on that. And I'll create an anonymous discussion board. I would appreciate any feedback you can give me, and I'll take that feedback to the WebMBA retreat. If it's feedback specifically about this course, then I will share that with the other people who teach this class. If it's feedback about the program, then I'll share that at the program. I have the floor for about an hour at the meeting because I'm also the assessment coordinator for the program. So when each of the schools are accredited by AACSB and SACS, and as what we do is the program level is I write a report each year, and then the respective schools use that report and the data in that report in their own assessment reports that they have to turn in to the accrediting bodies. So I get to make a presentation to everybody about what's going on with assessment, and that's usually the time when I've got the floor and got everybody's attention when I throw out some comments from class. So if you have any feedback that you'd like for me to take, good or bad, we'd like to hear good feedback too, not just criticism. If there's things that are going really well, we'd like to hear that too. But be professional. We're all professionals. We all know that everything's growing, everything's learning. I mean, there's no perfect situation anywhere. But what we can do is we can experience it, learn from it, share our feedback on it, and move forward. So give me your feedback. That's what we want to do, and trying to make this program the best that it can be, not only today but also for the future, because the value of this program and the reputation of this program is important to you. You don't want 10 years from now the WebMBA to fall apart, and you to have to say, well, but when I was in the program, it was a really good program. It was really rigorous. It was really hard. It was really tough. I don't know what happened to it. We don't want you to have to say that 10 or 15 years from now. So help us, with your experience from so far this semester. Help us make it better. So sorry for the long video, but just wanted to explain that to you so you know what was coming up, and let me know if I can help you out. Thanks a bunch. Have a great week.